Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back. This is the Whales and the Bees, and I'm your host, Mark McNally, and you're joining us on a cold Tuesday morning. I'm joined here by new guest, mathematician and Monaghan man himself. This is Daniel Murphy.
Oh, Mark, you do me too much. Far too much.
I have to give everyone an introduction, so you know you're not too special.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I can walk out of here anytime I want.
So this is New Year 2015. 2014 is over. We can just forget about it. Oh. Well, remember the highs, but remember the lows. I was actually saying to my dad there the other day, I had a good 2014, but it seemed like the rest of the world didn't.
Yeah, 2014 was a bit mixed for most things.
Yeah,
like
no, you have
Ebola
the Scottish didn't get their independence. Yeah. You know, Ebola. Bono hurt his hand. You know.
Oh Lord.
Oh yeah.
And Bono put his album on everybody's iPod.
Yeah.
That was tragedy.
I think that was like
not even that good of an album, which is worse.
I actually thought, The Miracle was pretty awesome.
A couple of songs on it were good. Like,
I have it on the soundtrack there. Yeah. But yeah, that was all a bit overhyped because it wasn't automatically put onto your account.
It was.
You still had to download. No, I'm a Mac user.
It was
so it was there. It was there for me to have for free, but I actually had to download the thing.
I know, but it was still annoying. I didn't want to put it you though. Not my style at all.
I mean, come on, they do make the odd good song. I mean, come on, they've been around. They've been along for how many years?
At least 20.
Yeah, and the fact that they can still pull out decent music is impressive. Come on, you gotta admit that.
You're stretching the limits of decent here.
I woke up at the moment when the miracle occurred. I mean,
have it now, yes.
And then he just strums a couple of strings and then
a couple of chords.
Well.
Like every pop song the last couple of years, couple of chords, some young person singing. Way. There we go. Plenty of money made.
So here on the Whales and the Bees, we talk entertainment, reviews, news and debates and whatnot. We talk film, television and music. And well, I saw my first new film in 2015 yesterday with you, Dano.
Yes, of course.
Birdman.
Good film.
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the guy who directed it because it's like Alfuero or something like that. There,
Mr. Director.
Mr. Director. Yeah,
that's what we call him.
Yeah. Now, there's a lot of Oscar buzz around this film. So I went in with pretty high expectations, and the general plot synopsis was this guy, this aging actor known for a Batman-like series is trying to make a comeback on Broadway, and I thought, okay, that's what it's going to be. It's not that at all. I mean, that is the central plot, but it's so flippin' weird.
It is quite weird. It's weirder than Inception, and that is saying something.
Yeah.
And it's weirder than The Clockwork Orange, which is really impressive. Weird, very interesting though if you're looking from a psychological perspective.
Yeah.
All that's going on in his head. It's great.
Yeah, and I love the way it's all done in seemingly one shot.
Yeah, seemingly one shot.
Yeah, for the most part. But I mean, I was able to see where they cut the shots together.
No.
But nonetheless, I mean, it was very, very impressive.
I'm impressive that they managed to keep it up for so long. Because most films probably just cut every couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's a good 2 hour long film.
Yeah, 2 hours. Very well done. Pretty much continuous.
I mean, fair dues. I mean, they deserve that.
I take off my imaginary hat, listeners.
Michael Keaton is the main guy. He's the title Birdman.
Yes.
I thought he was amazing.
He was absolutely fantastic.
He hasn't done anything really big in the past since Batman Returns, and this was him returning to form. This is him showing the world what he can do,
showing his range.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole film was about the aging actor trying to show the world what he can do, and here's Michael Keaton, an aging actor, showing the world what he can do outside of the film. I mean, he's really good. But then you have such a large ensemble around him. You got Amy Adams. You got
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone. Yeah.
Emma Stone. You have
Naomi Watts. You have Edward Norton.
And
Zach Galifianakis.
Yes. The fat fella of The Hangover.
Yeah, but he's not fat anymore. He's only relatively fat now. He's slimmed himself down.
Plump.
He's plump. And I thought he was great.
He's winter well. Yeah. He's well insulated. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, with his beard and his jumper and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think he changed his clothes for the entire film.
That's not nice at all. That's a horrible, horrible smell.
But he was great. Edward Norton is that guy who's like, whenever he turns up in a film, you know he's going to
do something good.
He's like Jake Gyllenhaal. He just turns up, and you can sit back and relax, because what you're going to watch is going to be a great performance. And he's known as a method actor, and he's known for being like a bit dickish and on set and being a bit annoying and all that sort of stuff.
Most method actors, probably.
Yeah, like Daniel Day-Lewis.
And who's that other fella playing the Tudors? He was in... What else? He was in the Tudors. He played Henry VIII, I think. Tall fella, black hair. Had a moustache on him and all. What's his name?
Jeremy Irons?
No, I don't think it was him. I can't remember his name anyway. Yeah, but anyway, he was a method actor as well, and supposedly the stuff he got up to on the set was quite weird.
Yeah, and so like Ed Norton's character in the film is a method actor, so you kind of see sort of the things that...
The method behind the method.
The method behind the method, yeah, and he's like, the criticisms that he has received for being a method actor are there in the film, like taking it too far. He's telling the truth on stage, but everything else is a lie. Is a lie. Is false. Is jokes and everything else. So I went to see Birdman, high expectations, and expectations were not only met, they were exceeded. Yeah. What would you give it out of 10?
I give it a fairly solid 8 or 9 now.
Yeah,
I did enjoy it, and I would watch it again just to see all the wee bits I probably missed.
Yeah, the highest rating I gave a film last year was Gone Girl.
I didn't see it now.
And it was I gave it an 8.5. This film I give an 8 because Gone Girl to me was just fantastic, and Birdman, though a really good film in itself, it just didn't hold me as much as Gone Girl consumes me. So Birdman did not do that, but it's a fantastic film. I think everyone should go see it. It's not for everyone.
No, it's not.
I mean, what I mean by everyone go see it, I mean like only then we'll be able to see who likes it and who doesn't.
Yeah, it's a bit like Marmite, probably.
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it's probably a bit too weird for some people.
Yeah, there is some aspects of it that are kind of very, I don't want to say weird, but eccentric. That's the word we'll use.
Yeah. And there are special effects. If you like special effects, there are special effects,
and they're not done too badly at all. Now I could see the holes on them, but that's because
I mean, it is an independent film, smallish film, but the special effects are very solid, so they are. So, do you watch any films over Christmas?
I watched very little over Christmas. I watched that film with Danny DeVito and what do you call him?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nope. He's married to the doll of Sex and the City. Carrie, what do you call him?
Matthew Broderick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it Deck the Halls?
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, God. Horrible film to watch. I enjoyed it, but it was horrible. Oh, it was so bad.
Oh, I'll tell you what I watched. Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, never seen it now.
Yeah, it's a spin-off from Shrek about the origins of Puss in Boots. And I thought it was going to be one of those DreamWorks movies that just, it's a money grabber. It's just feeding off a very interesting character voiced by Antonio Banderas. But no, really emotional, good story. I mean, the story is very simple, but allows for all these emotional subplots and interesting characters. Humpty Dumpty, played by Zach Galifianakis.
Of course.
And I thought it was very well made. It's lovely to look at, and I was really impressed. Yeah, and
the only film I really watched was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, I got that for like
top notch.
Yeah, I think one of my family members got that for DVD, and I watched it for the second time, and it's a good film. I think the second half is far better. The
second half is far better. The first half builds up.
The first half I feel like is a bit iffy in its sort of collection of the characters.
It has to organise them somehow anyway. So
I suppose
there has to be a wee bit of humdrum before the
I suppose starts. In the sense of the Avengers Assemble, that film, I feel like they brought the characters together a bit clunky. I mean, like the first 45 minutes are it's really stupid. Like it's
most
I mean, the first action scene is a really slow car chase.
Yeah, but I suppose they had to do something.
I suppose, yeah.
You couldn't really just cut to the news and say Avengers have assembled. That'd just be anticlimactic. Like they have to do something.
So I watched a variety of films, new films, this Christmas. I saw the X-Men.
Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Yes, good film.
I was kind of
enjoyable film, but I wouldn't say it'd be Technically very good.
I was very disappointed.
It was an X-Men film. Like,
I mean, it was
I'm
good.
Not expecting much.
It was
off
good,
it.
but I heard all these fantastic things about it, like great cast, great action scenes, great story, great emotion, all that sort of stuff. But none of that I felt was there. I mean, I've taken most people have seen it at this point. But at the end, there's like this whole setup. Like he brings the stadium over and plops it on top of the White House, and then there's robots all over the place, and you got Mystique running about the White House, and you're like, this is a fantastic setup for what could be the world's biggest action scene, because it's like a coliseum. Yeah. Essentially, what the setup's like coliseum. You get the White House,
pretty much
is
a coliseum, like it's a stadium.
Yeah, and you're like, stuff is going to get blown up here, and none.
No.
I mean, like, Joe, the guy who plays Beast, Nicholas Hoult.
Yeah.
So misused. He's portrayed as such a weak character. I mean, he barely does anything in the entire film except for follow.
He jumps about a bit.
He just follows Xavier about. You know, that's it, really.
Poor Beast.
Yeah. But I was kind of disappointed. I mean, like, Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, she's great. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen.
Always, as always, Patrick Stewart is
the man.
He is the man. He is.
Anything he does,
he's just fantastic. Like, it's Patrick Stewart. Like, make it so.
But do you know what I find kind of annoying about Ian McKellen's appearance?
He didn't do much. He's just kind of there as a.
Exactly.
He's just there. Like, Ian McKellen is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
Like, look at him in Lord of the Rings.
It's like exactly Lord of the Rings. That's what I was thinking about in Lord of the Rings and like The Hobbit.
He's the reason I watched The Hobbit for the end of it.
Peter Jackson just kind of, you know, he indulges himself too much in The Hobbit and certain aspects of the Lord of the Rings, and he goes like, oh well, here's Gandalf, and here's this subplot, here's his thoughts on this blade of grass. He went too much into the character.
That's J.R. Tolkien's job.
Exactly.
There's two Elvish languages. There's one, and there's a dialect in it. Like, that's a ridiculous level of detail. Like,
it is, yeah. So like Peter Jackson with Ian McKellen's like, here's Gandalf. Here's everything you want to know about Gandalf. Whereas Bryan Singer with X-Men was just like, here's Magneto. Okay, so we're going to go back to Patrick Stewart now.
He does something at the end.
He kind of flies for a bit.
Yeah, he flies a bit.
When I would say a bit, like I mean a bit.
Like 20 foot, I think.
20 foot.
He kind of just levitates over and just
kind of levitates over, puts up the jazz hands, and then back down.
Jazz hands. For the listeners, I'm after doing jazz hands, just so you can imagine that.
Oh well, they will. Anyone who watches this on YouTube will have seen that. Great. I also saw, God forgive me, Mrs. Brown's Boys, the movie.
The movie, I haven't seen the movie yet. I want to see it. I really do.
The jokes in it, I thought were, like, for the most part, they're pretty miss. But the ones that do hit, they hit hard. I mean, I think I'm the one who enjoys the series. Do you enjoy the series?
Oh yeah, I watched pretty much all of them.
Yeah. I enjoyed the series, so therefore I enjoyed the jokes. It's just the story in which the jokes appear is lacking. That's exactly. I mean.
Well, because Miss Brown Boys, the whole series itself, has been refined for the last 20 years, so it is quite a finished product. Like, it's been tested, everything's been done with it.
The film, you got like a larger budget, so you can tell a much bigger story, and they do so. They do tell a much bigger story that wouldn't have been possible with the TV series, but it's just not. The story isn't feasible. Like, it's very badly edited and all that sort of stuff.
You can't blame Brandon Carroll for that now.
No, you can't. No, you can't. But you can blame him for the story, which is mediocre at best. And also, he appears as a second character. I'm not gonna.
Does he?
Yeah, he plays a second character, but you will notice him on the
small balding Dublin man. I think
nope,
might, yeah.
Nope, not even close.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No, that's disappointing.
And
thought he might have played himself for a change.
But I mean. Yeah, no, I was kind of disappointed by it. I mean, it was one of those films you just sit back, switch off your brain, and just watch it. And even at that, you kind of find flaws with it.
Yeah.
And the worst part about it is the acting.
Well,
because in the TV,
they're more for plays and stuff like that. That's their more style.
Exactly, but they did not learn. I mean, Brendan O'Carroll is the only person that's good at acting probably in the entire ensemble, because he's the one that makes you forget that it's a man in a dress. I consistently forget it's a man in a dress.
Man in a dress? You mean a legend in a dress?
Legend in a dress.
That's what he is.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, do you know the guy who plays Rory? the gay son.
Oh yeah, he's not a good actor.
He is horrendous.
He is not good at all.
Absolutely horrendous.
I remember watching